So let's crack on, guys. This wasn't a fabulous show. TNA is just consistent. They're absolutely producing amazing content. Now, the show starts off with James Storm coming out with Koya saying, "Do you really think Jeff Hardy is going to come and fight me tonight in his 6-sided steel? Do you really think that's going to happen?" He says he's most probably watching this in his hospital bed. So then he gets that Waterman and smashes it down. He says, if anyone messes with the Revolution, that's what's going to happen to them. So then, when Jeff Hardy's music plays, he goes, his head just goes sideways and he's in shock. Jeff Hardy goes, "I can't even walk properly, but I can walk good enough to kick your ass, James Storm." And he just goes, "Tonight is Hardy's revenge. Hardy's revenge, Hardy's revenge, Hardy's revenge." And then from behind, Manic attacks Jeff Hardy. Then James Storm is like, "Manic, break his arm." Doesn't break his arm. Twist of fate from Jeff Hardy. And then Abyss attacks him. And then when Abyss goes to get a steel chair, Jeff Hardy reverses, and then he's the one who hits Abyss. And then James Storm goes before when Manic is attacking Jeff Hardy. James Storm goes, "There's always room for one more." And who is that person going to be? We'll find out in the upcoming weeks. When that happens, then Jeff Hardy's music plays, and then there you go. And then next up, it was, I think, yeah. I'm not going to go in order, but I'm just going to tell you everything, you know. But I can't remember what happened next, but I know everything. Let's go to the part where it's the X Division match between Lowkey and Rockstar Spud. You know, Lowkey is a fine competitor, so is Spud. He's shown in the past 2 weeks. So the BDC's backstage, they're saying Joe's gone. Samoa Joe is gone. How are we going to replace Samoa Joe? It's very hard to replace him. Then MVP goes, "I'm going to make the phone call." And that person could be that person I'm thinking in my head. I don't want to spoil it just in case anyone doesn't want any spoilers, so I'm going to stay away from this channel. Will not be full of spoilers or any spoilers at all. So I'm going to make a phone call, so that's the most spoiled person that's going to join the BDC maybe next week or the next 2 weeks, because the BDC is really weak. The BDC is about the numbers game attacking the rest. So it was the X Division match. MVP goes, "Unfortunately, Samoa Joe left, and unfortunately, the X Division title is no longer the BDC." So it goes out. It's a good few matches. Then as soon as the MVP tries to attack, gets involved in the match, Drew Galloway comes in with his hands up, saying, "Hey guys, you want to mess the match up? Come mess with me first." And MC tries first punch, but then obviously Drew Galloway was too far away. And then Spud from behind, a 1, 2, 3, and then Lowkey tries to chase him, but then Spud just zooms out of the ring. Then Kenny King or MVP, they say, "Drew, come on out, come on." And Drew Galloway is saying, the film, William Wallace gets his head chopped off by the King, and then Drew goes, "Apparently you haven't seen the end of Braveheart, because at the end of it, Scotland won." And he said, "Like, we're gonna win." And then Lowkey goes, "Shut up, come in the ring, let's fight." And then Drew goes, "You wanna fight? Let's go." Then when Drew goes in the ring, 2 other guys come out. Camacho, but his name's not going to be Camacho, it's going to be Micah. And the other guy is Ali Drake. Ili Drake or Ali Drake, something like that. When he comes out, and then Drew goes, "But it's not just me." And then they start, and then when the BDC's out of the ring because of the Rising, which I like to call, the music plays, which is just amazing. This is TN, and this was actually really brilliant. I watched this show over and over and over again, and every time this moment was my favourite, simply because it's going to be an amazing feud. I think this group's going to be called The Rising, I'm not really sure, but it's going to be a good feud, because The Rising is The Rising. Stand up. Hashtag stand up. Let's go. Let's move on. I want to talk about who wants to get a shot at Kurt Angle's World Heavyweight Championship. I mean, he comes out and he says, "Guys, You know, I've won the World Heavyweight Championship for 3 years, and you know, since that 3 years, I had difficulties in my life. So me winning it, that's got to be the proudest moment of my career so far. When he said that, I really felt happy because it's TNA, and he said it in the TNA ring. I was really proud of that. Then when he says, as a champion, then EC3's music comes out, and then EC3 didn't let Kango finish his celebration. EC3 comes out and says, "You're inspiration to everyone. You're even inspiration to me. But do you know what is quite impossible? 18 months being unbeaten, unsubmitted, unpinned." And he says, "I'm gonna be the one who's gonna take a World Heavyweight Championship. I deserve it. So if you're going to talk about the World Heavyweight Championship, you better involve Bobby Roode." The Eric Young's music comes out. He says, Eric Young says, Ethan Carl's not going to stop you. Kalango's not going to stop you. I'm going to stop you, Bobby. He says, because I'm always better than you. You're a loser. Then Bobby goes, "I'm a loser? What? I've beaten you back to back." And then Eric Young, EY says, "No. Just because you beat me doesn't mean anything. As long as I can breathe, you'll never be World Heavyweight Championship again." That was pretty badass, really. I can take Eric Young is now a scary dude. Really loving his heel character. Then Austin Aries comes out and says, gets a champagne and says, "Are we going to celebrate your title win or mine?" Which shows Austin Aries is giving a warning to Kurt Angle, saying, "Hey, I will cash this in, so be careful." Then when Kurt Angle's going to go out, Kurt Angle's going out the ring, Bobby Lashley comes out, the Destroyer Lashley comes out and says, "These guys don't mean nothing. I'm the one who deserves a rematch." And that's true. So then that's going to be the main event next week on Friday Night Impact, which is, he had this new Impact Wrestling hat, which is really nice. Next is, and then that led to a 6-man tag team match between Bobby Roode, Austin Aries, and Mr. Anderson. I don't know where Mr. Anderson really came from, but he's here. Then versus Tyrus, EC3, and Eric Young. It was a good back-to-back tag team match. We haven't seen these kind of matches in TNA for a very long time, like a tag team between main eventers, and just, you get what I mean. And then Eric Young submits Awesome Kong when Awesome Kong beat Brooke in a match, and then that was enough. Awesome Kong tried to put Brooke for a table. Stern comes out, does all she can, punches Awesome Kong, but it just wasn't effective, and Awesome Kong turns her up for a table, and it really did look like it really did. So next, guys, is Bram and Magnus and Mickey James segment. This is my favorite. This is what I love, because Bram just makes it personal every single time. He makes it personal. He's like, "Magnus, you're a little kid," and he's just mentioning little kid, which just drove Magnus insane. And he's saying, "Mickey's got more B than you will ever have. She's more of a man than you." So by the end of tonight, Magnus will be in hospital bed, so the home will be alone. So then he said, Bram's like, "My door's always open," which just made Magnus go crazy. Then there's an epic fight, then Mickey James even punches Bram. Then that's the end of the segment. But it was really good from Bram and Magnus. This storyline is just gonna kick off, and I can't wait to know what's gonna happen to the storyline, because it was really good. Now to the main event: Jeff Hardy versus James Storm in 6 sides of steel. Then Jeff Hardy ended it. So yeah, it was a good back-to-back match. Jeff Hardy got in the win with a lovely finisher, which was fabulous. Only Jeff Hardy thing, age 37, you can go like that. Brilliant. You know, that was just a fabulous match, and Jeff Hardy got the win. And just before that, James Storm was telling Koya, "Abyss let me down. Manic let me down. They failed me. You're going to be the one who's going to save me." Then backstage, Koya just wouldn't go down when Jeff Hardy was putting ladders and even beer bottles on his head. And then that's why Koya, Manic, and Abyss were now there, but I just don't know where the Great Sonata was. And Jeff Hardy wins, and I just want to know what's going to happen to the Revolution next, because they're absolutely getting destroyed every single time. So guys, overall, I'm going to give this TNA a 10 out of 10. Not being biased or anything, I love WWE, I love ROH, I love all the wrestling company, got nothing against them. I just love the show. And everything, from tag teams, teaming up in a tag team match, steel cage matches, factions being drawn, some great storylines, tables. It was just an absolutely amazing show for me. Absolutely amazing show. TNA is absolutely getting back to where they need to be. I think they're even better than they were before. Literally better than they were before. You know, back then, 2009, 12, 13, not 13 really, 12. Every Saturday and Sunday I can. So, I was a bit late. Do apologise for that, but guys, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time on a TNA Impact Wrestling review.